false evidence appearing real. There, I got it. It took me a minute, but I got it. Mercury retrograde it's coming in strong, you guys. So with that said, false evidence appearing real, and that is what fear is. So with that energy, it's time now to ground into the energy of our High Priestess. Hello Pisces, and welcome to Divine Goddess Tarot. My name is Jessica, and this is your weekly zodiac reading. And make sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising so that you get a very full picture on all the energies and messages that are coming for you this week. So without further ado, let's get started. So this will be your overall energy for the week. And this is a lot of energy going on. Apprehension, moving out into the world, doubt and fear. So, and this is an 18, which is a 9. So there's a lot of energies coming through with Mercury in retrograde. Wow, these fell out quickly. So we've got Frigga. So she's the goddess of readiness, bounty, and plenty. So this is from your higher self or future self. So those messages are from that. And then this is from your guides, your angels, your goddesses, your gods, devils and demons. Yes, because all of those energies are for us in the support of our growth here. Friendship, support, fun, unity, and play. Cool. I've never had that card come out of that deck before. So this has been, it seems like, tips and tricks as far as the messages for this week to assist us through all of this energy. So welcome the new. So beautiful. All right, let's define these messages with tarot to get a more in-depth, clear view of the messages coming in. Now make sure to whatever resonates is for you, whatever doesn't, put on the shelf. And if you are here, it means there's a message for you. So we've already got another 9. 9 of Pentacles. 9s have been showing up throughout the readings. I really feel that a lot of you are going through a lot right now with this retrograde, as far as it's going to bring up a lot of endings to some things. And that is for our highest good. Whatever's not supposed to be in our life is going to exit stage left. So that we've got the High Priestess. And we've got 4 of Cups. So a lot of non-movement is what I've been the 4 of Cups are just, it's just consistently non-movement, not accepting things. And that's not a bad thing, especially with all of this energy. The Knight of Wands is there though. That is some fire energy coming into your realm, Pisces. And it could be your own energy. So we've got the 9 of Swords. Like I said, 9s. Right there. 9 of Wands. 9, 9, 9, 9. So, yeah. Okay. So now your guides. Right there. Ace of Wands. Good. Some new spark coming in. 6 of Cups. There, 6 of Pentacles. We've got the 7 of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. More 9s. And 5 of Pentacles. So some caution there, definitely, with that energy. But so I'm feeling a lot of diagonal energy here with this reading. Some apprehension. There's definitely something coming in. And some caution right here. Non-movement, and then, of course, looking back. Like, there's a lot of looking back energy. Let's start here, though. And that assists me in seeing the whole picture. Sometimes that pattern comes forward more since I'm an intuitive reader. So now we'll break it down. So with this energy of the 9 of Pentacles, it's really about all of the hard work. You're just right there. You've done a lot of work, whatever the situation is, if it's your money or if it's passion. But there's some apprehension on moving forward with it. And there's some doubts and fears. And that's exactly what Mercury retrograde is going to do. It's going to bring up what is no longer serving you. And a lot of times our fear is that very thing. Well, the acronym is false evidence appearing real. There, I got it. It took me a minute, but I got it. Mercury retrograde it's coming in strong, you guys. So with that said, false evidence appearing real, and that is what fear is. So with that energy, it's time now to ground into the energy of our High Priestess. And this is really into the balance of the yin and yang, that those, we've got towers, we've got these things holding up our the foundation of our worlds. And sometimes it's about going really deep within and knowing that there's scrolls to be opened for our future. And I love this because there's always hidden messages in tarot. And she's got this hidden scroll in her robe, and it is really about, this is your inner knowing and your knowledge, and not everyone's going to have it. It is about you tapping into your guides and your angels and all of that support of what is for you. And not everyone is on the journey of awakening at this time. It's not for everyone. And few of us will be on that journey of consciousness and awakening and really choosing something different for ourselves, our authenticity of being uniquely us and ours, and moving into the resistance. And so by doing that during this time, the apprehension is not choosing of cups, okay? And during retrograde is, if there are contracts to be signed and choices that have to be made, and sometimes there's just no other way during Mercury retrograde, even though it's not advisable. Sometimes we must make choices, we must do things. And what I'm really hearing, here is to trust your intuition with the High Priestess here, knowing that your inner knowing knows what to do. Go within, see how this feels, and really make choices based off how they feel. And really go back, find out what your sponsoring thought is when you make these choices. Are you making it out of a place of love or apprehension and fear? And if you are, then it's really advisable to go within to your natural knowing and make the choice off of your heart's desire rather than a place of fear. Because a lot of times we have to take those risks. But if we're moving in a direction that is motivated by our passion and inspiration, then we move over to Frigga, which is one of my favorite goddesses because it is all about risk. She is all about choosing into fire and passion. And then you've got the Knight of Wands right underneath that, which is no accident, because that's how you make your decision, is based off of that fearless, that passion, that fiery momentum. And if we do that, then we truly get past this Nine of Swords energy, which is fear. It is all of this. It is all of this in a nutshell, right? This, I can't sleep, I'm worried, what if? And that's where that Nine of Wands energy is actually, yes, you've been beat up. This is going through it, but this is a very positive card. Your experiences in life really are showing you and giving you the wisdom that you are a human that has gone through life to where you know you're knowing, you know where you're going, and it's time to stop doubting yourself, and it's time to really step into the passion of going, I know what I've been through. Yes, I can't control everything, but I can move through passion and love in the world. And that is what we need in our society, is people moving through it instead of in apprehension, but in full, I'm going to do this because it makes my heart happy, and I'm going to see where it takes me. And yes, there's always wisdom. You know what that is. We don't go through life blindly and not making careful steps, but sometimes there is where we can't see, where, in that fool's journey, we've got to have sometimes those leap of faith. And I'm really hearing that with whatever this energy is. If it's love, sometimes, yeah, we've got to move forward. We've got to see why this is showing up for us. And Mercury retrograde is unearthing, if you will, parts of ourselves that haven't been healed. And if we're having relationships that are bringing our fears and parts of ourselves that have not been healed, that is for us to do that at this time. Your guides are really not only there for support, fun, unity, and play. It's inspiring you to seek out your friendships and relationships that are going to give you that support at this time to live fully in your passion. Now, if this is a love situation and you are going to, and you've been through a divorce, or you're afraid of divorce, or you're afraid of this or that, and you're going to jaded divorcees that hate men, or the flip side, and you've got divorcees and these men hate women, and you're going to them for advice on this situation, that is not where you go. If you are faced with love and stepping into love, you go to people that are for love and know what it takes to be in a lasting, healthy, passionate relationship. So you can't be going to the jaded ones of friendships and are going to have a pity party. You've got to go to ones that are really flourishing and that are willing to take risks over and over and keep stepping into the arena of love. And so it's same thing with money. Like if you've had jobs that haven't worked out, or you're afraid of something, they're moving you into a direction of risk. If the next job is a little scary, it's pushing you past your boundaries of knowing this is for you. You know, anything that's for us is going to be scary. It's whether or not we let that apprehension hold us back into our smallness. It's pushing forward into our passion and creativity that truly puts us to the next level of our life. But we've got to be willing to take the risk to do it. Surround yourself with that support and fun, unity, and play. And that's where that inspiration comes, where this spark of that Ace of Wands, of something new, and creating something new in their lives. We've got to be able to do that and in partnership with the people that support those moves, even when they're terrifying. So also Six of Cups, it goes right back into friendship, going back into a family unity, and sometimes it's not our actual blood family, it's our spiritual family, ones that are on that healing journey, that are really seeking for growth and finding that peace within ourselves through sometimes that courage of stepping into something new. So by doing all of that, you've got the Six of Pentacles here. I'm really feeling it's paying it forward. It's that ripple effect. It's that community that they are giving to you and you are giving to them, and it's that reciprocity of relationships. So look for that. What I'm hearing your guides say, that is a very big indicator of a balanced union, no matter if it's a work situation or a love situation or a friendship situation, is reciprocity. So focus in on that. When you are offered cups and you're not sure of them, take the time to really consider it this time. You've got some caution here. And then you go into welcome the new. So when we do all that and welcome something new, that's where you are looking back at everything. And this goes back to what I was just talking about, reciprocity. And this is the card that one of my favorite readers always says is the juice worth the squeeze. And that's where you look on all of these either relationships or jobs, and are they being reciprocity as far as what you're putting in, are you getting back? And seeing that, and seeing if where your energies are being directed, if it's worth it. Now, of course, sometimes things go through lulls, like sometimes especially in relationships, one partner will be able to give more than the other, and it's a give and take, but you've got to know that you can count on each other at different times. And that's the beauty of relationships, is that when one is down, sometimes that person is only able to give 20% and the other person is 80%. But you know that it flips. You know that in other things they give, and it's that beautiful partnership. And then, of course, jobs. So, like sometimes you got to go, okay, well, I got to put in the work in order to get the bonus, or whatever that may be. Or if it's a new, your own business and you are stepping into something, sometimes you don't make the money. You're giving your passion and you're doing the work, and then eventually it'll pay off. So, and that's where you've got one more. You've got another 9 here. So it's at that phase where you're almost at the ending of a cycle, and perhaps that hasn't come through. Perhaps that you've got to analyze, those endings of beginnings. This is, you're about to have a feast. So hang in there. And not to let that fear and apprehension get in the way. This is that energy of scarcity, of victim, and that can be very, that can weigh you down. Like when I see apprehension and I see this, I'm just seeing that she's laying down in the mud, going, oh, it just won't work. And if we have that attitude, we can really get stuck in that toxic energy that really doesn't work for us. And with Mercury in retrograde, we can get caught up in that if things don't feel bright and shiny and new and all of that. So perhaps this is the moment that we don't have a lot of judgment on something. We just kind of watch and see where our harvest is going. We see where things are. I haven't yet had one Tower card being pulled yet for this week. So cross my fingers. I actually have one more reading to do, but I haven't had one Tower. And so I'm like, wow. So I feel like with all the 9s that have been coming out, it's you have the power. It's not to say that the Tower moments are wrong, but you really have the power with creative energy of looking at signals and deciding how we're going to communicate, and really going, what do I want to really keep right now? What is this showing me? Am I in fear? Asking yourself questions rather than just going with it, with whatever life is throwing at us. It's really being this beautiful king and queen and God and goddess energy of looking at our life and going, well, what do I want to create? Is this juice worth the squeeze? And it's really analyzing all these beautiful things in such a way that we really become masters over our life rather than victims of it. But if we dive too low into fear and apprehension, we can get really sucked up into that energy. So I'm really hearing with tarot, you have the power to do something different with this retrograde and really going with the flow, embracing the energies that are here, but really taking intentional steps with the movement of it. So of how to eliminate things that aren't working and create the space of the openness to create something new. So I'm really feeling that and happy. That's a good 9. We're just at the end of something, so we're starting that retrograde, and this is a really beautiful time to lean into this cleanup energy of what gets to change. So I love this reading. I hope you do too. And I look forward to seeing what changes and what energies come up for next week. So thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe so you get notifications of upcoming shows. And I'll see you then. Thanks so much, Pisces. Bye.